There have only been 6 teams in NBA history to start out 13-0, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are one of those teams. So clearly they're undefeated, but why are they undefeated? I mean, I've been waiting for this for a little bit because they've been undefeated the entire season, obviously. So I was like, oh, I can make a video about them being the last undefeated team left, and I was like, nah, let me wait because winning 7 games in a row isn't like that crazy. Like tons of teams do that on a win streak through the regular season. And I was like, let me wait till they get to like the teens. And then they hit 13, and then it was like, oh shoot, that's like there are 5 other teams who have done that. And now they're the 6th. And so I'm like, okay, let's do it now. So they have played some big games. They've played well. I want to talk about some of their big games because that is where they shine, is playing against some of the better teams, maybe not record-wise, but that we know are going to be the better teams in the East. Let's talk about that. So first big game that I want to talk about was against the Knicks. They won 110-104 in New York, which was hilarious. Like, that's crazy. That's amazing. It was close the entire game, but I mean, look right here. Darius Garland with 34, Donovan Mitchell with 25, and then you got Allen with 15 and Mobley with 17. Cavs bench doesn't look a whole ton of like amazing, but they got guys like George Niang and Karis LeVert, and Ty Jerome's actually been pretty good. They've got guys who I know personally play well. And so having a great starting lineup with some guys that come off the bench and can shoot it up would be crazy. But I mean, look at right here. Jared Allen, 15 points, 15 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds. I mean, no three-pointer. He doesn't shoot. Well, Mobley made 1, which is kind of fun. Kind of fun. Darius Garland could shoot. I mean, shooting 12 for 19 is really, really good. One thing we're going to talk about later is the minutes. Look at the minutes that they're playing. It's not a ton. It's not 40 minutes a night, unlike this team where, holy crap, look at that. But I actually want to talk about the Knicks right now. Yeah, they shut down Jalen Brunson. I mean, look at this. They 8 for 24, 0 for 4 from 3, and they made him only shoot 7 free throws. I mean, I don't know how many he shoots normally. It's probably a lot more than that. But yeah, they held him. They held Brunson to 21 points in 38 minutes. Like that's a freaking long time. So shout out to them. Basically, everybody on the Knicks roster was like in the negative in the box plus minus. I mean, except for like OG, he plays defense and hits threes. I mean, what are you supposed to do? I don't even know who this dude is. Ariel Porty? I don't know who that is. Cameron Payne, yeah. So Miles McBride got 29 minutes. He's been pretty good at the bench for him. But the Cavs shut him down. The Cavs they're not even like that great of a defensive team in terms of like rankings and standings and stuff like that, and stats and efficiencies, a bunch of different nerd stuff. They're not like that high. So that's what surprised me about this. Their offense carries them, as you can see right here. But their defense is held down by Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Darius Garland's always been known as a liability. Same with Donovan Mitchell. He's been like, okay, he can hold his own for a little bit, but he's not like the most amazing two-way defender. So that's where this team lacks, is mainly defensively. But hey, man, when you got a good offense, bro, you got a good offense. Like, you can shoot. I mean, this is the game where Donovan Mitchell hit the buzzer beater. He had 30. Darius Garland, I mean, a little bit of an off shooting night. I mean, 5 for 13 is pretty freaking bad, actually. 1 for 5 from 3. But look at this. This is the important part, is they can make it up. 10 assists, 0 turnovers. That's pretty good. I want my point guard, if he's going to mess up, I want him to get 10 assists and no turnovers. That's impressive. 11 points, double-double. Jared Allen still out here. I mean, 15 and 12. That's great. I mean, seriously. These guys, you're going to get double figures from these 4 players every single game consistently, with some of the bench, hopefully. And then they beat the Bucks. And I know the Bucks aren't like good because they don't have a good record, but it's still Giannis and Dame, who, to be fair, dropped 34 and 41 respectively. This is a game where Dame hit 10 threes, bro. So if Dame hits 10 threes and Giannis goes 15 for 27 with only 7 free throws, and then he almost had a triple-double. He almost had a 34-point triple-double. If this Cavs team can beat that, they can beat basically everybody outside of the Celtics. I think these guys clear the Sixers. The Sixers have a lot of different problems with health and stuff. Like PG's been out. Tyrese Maxey is out now. And then Embiid just came back. So they're figuring it out. The Bucks, I mean, they just had Dan go out. But, I mean, they've had their guys. They're not like, it's just Giannis basically this year. Is it their fault? Yes. Whole different video. But Cavs have been playing very, very well. Now let's just take a look at some stats. I mean, in terms of league-leading stats, they are leading the league in points per game, 128 or 121.8 right here. They are first in field goals made. They are first in three-point percentage. They are second in three-pointers made. And they are top 2 in both net rating and offensive rating. So, like I said, the defense isn't like necessarily there in terms of like crazy. I mean, who are the great defensive teams right now? Let's go check this out. OKC, Orlando, Houston, Golden State, Memphis. Those are all great defensive teams. Cleveland's not up there, but Cleveland, their offense is so good that they just win games. And then they've won 13 in a row of them. So that's pretty freaking impressive. And I don't feel like this is a situation where it's like, oh, the net rating matters, and it's like Indiana Pacers or Sacramento Kings where our defense is like really bad and our offense is really good and our net rating is really good. I think the Cavs have a very high defensive potential. You got Jared Allen in there. He's like led the league in blocks, pretty sure. Evan Mobley's on the rise. Donovan Mitchell can get after it. You got some guys on the bench. Caris LeVert's a pretty good defender. I mean, they lost guys like Colin Sexton, so that kind of sucks. But overall, they've got a good roster. And Darius Garland isn't like trash. He's quick. He can do some stuff. But they've just impressed me overall because, once again, only 6 teams, including them, have ever gone 13-0. So that's impressive. I think they're doing that pretty well. They're doing good back and forth between Donovan Mitchell getting the ball, scoring some, 30-some point here. And then we saw Darius Garland 34 points here. And then Darius Garland has a bad shooting night. Okay, let's dish it out and go 10 assists, no turnovers. Like that's impressive for anybody. So the fact that they can bounce off like that and Darius Garland can continue to stay healthy and to have that high level of an offensive ceiling, that's going to be great. And then Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are going to pitch in here and then insert other shooters like Dean Wade, Caris LeVert. I mean, guys like that. So very, very interesting. Now let's move on to their individual stats. I want to talk about some of that for a second. So we got Darius Garland, but I didn't want to talk about Donovan Mitchell because everyone knows, okay, he's All-NBA, he's All-Star, he's going to be good. But I did notice a really interesting trend with Darius Garland and Jared Allen. Darius Garland, first off, has been an All-Star before. And when he was an All-Star, he averaged 22, 9, and 3 in 35 minutes. So that was when he was an All-Star. Now, this year, he's averaging 21, 7, and 2 in less minutes. He's in 30 minutes, 29.8 minutes. So he's on track, and he's doing it in less minutes, which is very interesting. If you give that 5 more minutes to him, where he's matching the same minutes as when he was an All-Star, I think he's going to be an All-Star again. Like, Cleveland could have 3 All-Stars. That's very possible. Jared Allen, especially if they're top of the East. If they're like number 1 in the East for up until February, they could like straight up have Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Jared Allen All-Stars because they've done it before. This isn't like a situation where we're like, oh my gosh, like they're not All-Stars. They haven't been All-Stars. Are they going to be All-Stars? Now, there are a lot of good guards in the East, but if Dame's not there, if like Tyrese Maxey's hurt, like I don't want anybody to be hurt, but that's the situation. Tyrese Halliburton has been playing like amazing. We're just going to throw Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell in, right? It reminds me of like the 2015 Hawks where they had like 4 All-Stars and they were a really solid team. They won like 60-some games. Crazy situation. Now, I think this team's better than that. I think they easily have better superstars than that team. Not to make like a giant comparison, but Jared Allen as well. I mean, look at this. Jared Allen, when he was an All-Star, 16, 11, and 1 block, 32 minutes. This year, averaging 13, 11, and 1 block in 29.6 minutes. So he's also on track. He's literally also on track. Very interesting to notice just these things, especially if they're going to be at the top of the East. Now, if they have these numbers, like you see a couple years ago, they had these numbers, but they weren't really at the top of the East. I think they were the fourth or fifth seed? Fourth seed last year. I think they were the 4th seed last year. So it's like, that doesn't really like pack as much of a punch as like stealing the 1 seed away from the defending champions. Overall, man, my verdict is they're going to be really, really good. Continue to be very, very good. I mean, 13-game win streak is going to help you win a lot of games just for the entire season. I mean, the biggest thing is that they have not played their biggest competition in Boston Celtics. They will play the next Tuesday, I think the 19th. So it's going to be for the NBA Cup. I think it's going to be in Boston. It's going to be nuts. So if they can beat the Celtics in that game, it's going to get wild, especially for the NBA Cup. We haven't seen that. It's right here, the video. I made it, my predictions and stuff. Spoiler, I have the Cavs going to the finals for the Cup. So I think if they're undefeated right now, they can keep doing that. They can keep balling out. I mean, them and the Celtics are in the same group, obviously. I picked the Cavs to come out of the group of the Celtics, and the Celtics already lost the Hawks. So the Celtics are already 0-1. So if they can make the Celtics go 0-2 in the tournament so far, golly, like the Celtics aren't even gonna make it. Like that's gonna be tough. So I'm rooting for Cleveland right now. I got a Cavs hat in the closet. I have to check it out. I got a LeBron jersey from like 2006 that I found at Goodwill. It's got a stain on it. What's up? That's how we rock around here. But it'd be crazy for them to keep going and win the in-season tournament title because they have an opportunity. Like you have to basically win every single game of the in-season tournament, and then you go undefeated. And so they're already undefeated, and so they just keep winning. Obviously, they play games in between that, but still, you get what I'm saying. They could get to like 20-2, which is like nuts. So I think that's 100% a possibility. This team is very overall good. They got a lot of guys that do a lot of different things. and they're meshing. We all knew this was a thing when they got Jared Allen and Evan Mobley on the same team. We're like, just give them time. Like I said, with Cat and Gobert. And they figured it out last year. This year, it's Mobley and Allen. They figured it out. It looks like a lot better. I think Mobley could shoot a little bit more free if he can get better at shooting three. That's all I got for today, homies. If you have not seen the in-season tournament video, go check that out. It should be on screen or something. And I did an entire Contenders and Pretenders series over the summer and the offseason, and I talked about the Cavs in that video. So go check that out. It should be on screen. Sub, whatever's got going on. That's all I got. We out.